You like being put under heat and pressure? If you're anything like me, no, you don't do that. But interestingly, heat and pressure is what is helpful and necessary for. So, for example, I am about to start ironing this shirt. So this shirt is somewhat rumpled and it needs some ironing, right? So as I get ready to do this, you think about this whole idea about heat and pressure, and you realize that as I take this iron, right, now I'm not going to put my hand there because it's pretty hot, right? As I take this iron and I apply the iron onto it, this is a steam iron, so it has a steam setting. So apart from just the heat, there's the water coming out and increasing the heat. As I apply this heat and the pressure from putting my hand on it and pressing it, as I apply this to the iron, this shirt begins to smoothen out. And interestingly, the same thing happens to us with this Christian walk that we live in. God loves us and he wants the best for us. And one of the things that happens sometimes is that God will take his iron and he will apply it to us. And while we don't like the heat and we don't like the pressure, we don't really want to be under that, that is exactly what we need to grow. My friend, growth does not take place in the comfort zone. You don't grow. When things are nice and easy and smooth, you don't grow then. It is when you are under some heat and under some pressure, that is when you grow. So what happens with this shirt? So with this shirt, when we put the heat to it, whether it's the heat of an iron or heat of steam, when we apply the heat and we apply the pressure to it, what happens with this? The fibers in the cloth begin to smooth out. The reason that it looks rumpled is because the fibers tend to twist up and bend up. When the heat comes, those fibers start straightening out. And once they start straightening out, then things change. It's not rumpled anymore. It begins to change. It begins to smooth out. It's just like that with our lives. You know, we going along, things seem to be fine, and we worshiping God, we praising God, we in there with God. But something is off. And sometimes we might need God to bring the iron, right? Bring the iron. And he will put us in situations where we're under some heat, we're under some pressure. And one of the things that we notice is that, so for example, this particular shirt, this is a cotton shirt. And so cotton takes particular kinds of heat. If you go above that heat, then the fabric is going to burn. If this was satin, this is a different kind of heat. If this was a heavy material like drill, that's a different kind of heat. Different materials require different amounts of heat to smoothen out the fibers. Just like us. With some of us, God applies a little pressure to us and we straighten up one time. one time, we straighten up. But some of us, it's a little tough. And God needs to work a little bit more on some of us. Some of us are a little more strong-willed. Yeah, and so God will supply a little bit more heat and a little bit more pressure to us for us to smoothen out. But whatever fabric we made from, God is seeking to smooth us out, to straighten us out, so that we look the very best that we can. So when I finish ironing this shirt is going to look crisp, it's going to look smooth, it's going to look sharp, because it's been under some heat, it's been under some pressure. It needed that to look like that. The truth be told, the same is true for you. The same is true for me. God knows that God had to do some kind of things in my life, right, to get me to straighten up in some areas. That's how it is. But when you feel the heat and the pressure from God, cooperate with him. Work along with him. He is working on your behalf in your best interest. So allow God to do that work that he's doing in you, to smoothen out and straighten out the fibers of your life, so that you can look and present and be the very best person that God has designed you to be. God bless you.